So the purpose of today's call is using your the why of why you need to use your personal network to recruit, social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, LinkedIn, big time, on why you need a personal recruit, and to really dive into your business and really grow your business and grow your own agency from the ground level up, and just how to do that. So really today is really the more the why behind it, do it, because I've realized that people will never do anything in this business unless they really know why they need to do it, right? Whether it's sales, recruiting, training, nobody's going to do something unless they really know why they should be doing it. So there's a lot of reasons why you need a field recruit. So I'm going to go through just a financial opportunity of field recruiting itself, and just really making the most of it. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple numbers with you guys, and then we're going to watch a sweet little video on diving into your recruiting network. So here's my screen. So let's say, for example, this year, 2021, you recruited just one person per month and added one person on your team on a monthly basis, okay, from your personal network. This is either people that you meet out in the field, people that you meet at a barbecue, playing beach volleyball like how I met Brian, or one of your brother, your sister, anybody, right? It could be your best man in your wedding, like I just recruited Patrick, or whoever it is, right? It doesn't matter. If you recruit one person per month to your business, that's 3 per quarter. This is what it's going to look like on a financial, and these are very safe numbers. These are actually kind of lowballing numbers a little bit, just kind of make it seem even more real for you. So let's say each of those recruits sell 10,000 a premium, and that's it. Like, they don't sell 1 ounce, $1 premium more than 10,000. That's all they do. So you have 12 recruits during the course of the year that sell 10,000 a premium, and you get a 10-1 override on these people, which honestly, I would say half the people on this call will be getting more than that just because they're at a higher contract. Even if you're new, if you're at a 40% contract, you'll be getting a 10-1 override off that person. If you're at a 45%, it'll be even more. If you're at a 50%, it's even more, right? So let's just be safe and, kind of lowball these numbers a little bit and say you're getting a 10-1 override. So whenever somebody sells 10,000 premium, a new recruit under you, you get a $1,500 corporate recruiting bonus already, just to recruit, just to talk for 5 minutes to somebody and shift it over to your AO to do all the final interviews. You will get $1,500 automatically for sourcing that agent to us, so we can hire them and recruit them and whatnot. So you get $1,500 automatically. So if you do 12 recruits for the year, times that by 1,500, that comes out to $18,000 by itself. Just 18 grand right now if you just recruit one person a month. That's pretty big time. It gets better. So there's also the field trainer bonus. Okay, that's $500 per recruit. So let's say that you field trained each person for a few days in their first week, and they got over 2,500. Okay, nothing spectacular, just 2,500 or greater. You would get $500 times that by 12. That's $6,000 extra you have off just recruiting those people. Okay. Then in addition, me and Van have another incentive that we have going on, that each recruit that you have that hits 10,000, the first recruit of the quarter, you get a $750 bonus. For the second recruit you have for the quarter, if they sell 10,000, you get $1,000 extra bonus. And then for the third recruit you have for the quarter, you get extra $1,500 bonus in addition to all the other bonuses and overrides that you already have coming in from corporate. Okay, so that would be for the year, you would have 4 recruits, 1 per quarter, that you would get $750 on automatically just for field recruiting them, personal network. That is an extra $3,000 right there. Okay. And then for the second recruit that you have for the quarter, you get an extra $1,000 per recruit. So, there's 4 quarters in a year. So do 4 times that by 1,000. That's an extra $4,000 for that second recruit for the quarter. And check this out, for that third recruit that you get for the quarter, you get an extra $1,500 cash per recruit. So do 4 times that by 1,500. That's $6,000. Holy smokes. So you can see these numbers. I'm going to add these numbers up here in a second. You're going to see the final total. It's pretty massive. So, and then let's go over to the override section. So let's say that each recruit just sells 10,000, no more. They sell 10,000 and they leave, or whatever happens. Everything is just stunned at 10,000. If you are at a 10% override, 10%. So do 10,000 per recruit times it by 12. That's 120,000 of premium that your team sold for the year. Just your team, not you, just your team. So 10% of that is what? It's pretty simple. It's $12,000. 10% of 120 grand is $12,000. So you got to get an extra 12 grand off first year commissions off the sales that they made as well for selling that $10,000. And your residual income, if you don't know how to factor in the residual income that you get off your sales, your team sales, is actually pretty simple. If you are getting a 1% override off your sales or off your team sales, the renewal factor is 0.06. So all you have to do is do 120,000 times that by 0.06, and that comes out to $7,200. So that's how much residual income you also make off them selling 120,000. Which is pretty cool. So you're going to make that over the next, 19, 20 years, which is something to get excited about. So let's do some math. So let's add all those numbers together and see how much money you're going to make off just hiring, if you just sourcing 12 people to us during the course of the year. So it's $18,000 plus $3,000, so the total is going to be $56,000. $56,200 is the final total. Okay. So how many people on this call, if I asked you, do you want to make 56 grand by talking 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 5 minutes a day about sharing an opportunity, how many of you guys would be like, hell yeah?
Yeah, right here. I'm down.
Chase is like salivating right now. He's like, oh, yeah. So that's exactly right. Like whenever I did this math last night. I was like, what is going on? Guys, like when I first started here 7 years ago, none of these bonuses that you guys have ever existed. There was no field recruiting bonuses, all these field trainer, but like there's zero, right? So like, this is insane. You could get overrides, but you couldn't get all these insane bonuses. And that's really what makes these numbers so big, right? So like, this is absolutely insane. Like, my mom was a teacher for 30 years for the state of North Carolina. She got her master's degree in teaching. She never made $56,000 in 1 year. Like, you can do that just by recruiting. And guys, this is if they sold only 10,000 a premium. That's not, I guarantee you, if you recruit 12 people, a lot of those recruits are going to sell way more than 10,000 premium for the year, right? Like look at Casey. She's already sold over 50,000. I know Caitlin Roberts, she's been here for a few months. She's already sold well over that. Like, think about if they sell 50, 100, 150,000 in their year, it's going to like double these numbers. So it's real. Like, this is real money at your fingertips. It's not complicated. It's very simple. It's not easy.
Hey Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Brooke just hit that on her 8th day.
Exactly. She sold 10,000 in 8 days. Right. And, yep. And there's a lot of people that's hit that in their very first week too. Like just, eagling in their very first week. So it's nothing crazy. Now, so the thing is, are you going to have to recruit more than 12 people? Yeah, like you're going to have to source us maybe, 40 people in the year to hire 12. So just because you give us 12 names to recruit for you doesn't mean all of them are going to be hired, right? You may have to talk to a person each day and get 3 to 4 field recruits on a weekly basis to hire one of those. That's normal. That's totally fine. We don't hire everybody. I'm very selective. Guys, I do about 30 to 40 interviews a week to hire 1, maybe 2 people per week. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Like we're pretty selective here. So this is real, guys. If you spend 5 minutes a day, literally 5 minutes a day talking to people, sharing the opportunity, and I'm not talking about just people you meet out in the field, because I'll be honest, people that you meet at GameStop or Dollar General, not many of them are going to come on here and kill it. I'm talking about people that you meet that kind of scare you a little bit. People that you meet, people that you have friends on social media, your personal network. We all have hundreds of friends on social media that we never talk to about the opportunity. And it's the easiest recruiting ways. That's how I've recruited a lot of people here in this business. So we're going to watch this little video. This is from Dustin Hillis. I don't know why I just stopped sharing my screen. Dustin Hillis is the CEO of Southwestern Consulting and Southwestern Advantage. It's one of the biggest consulting firms in the entire world. So it's very, 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 very prestigious. It's actually the same company that Van gets his coaching from. And myself, I started coaching with them about a year ago. And he kind of was like the co-founder of this company. And now he's actually the CEO of another company, Southwestern Advantage, which is the same internship that me and Van did back in college when we sold books door to door. He's now the CEO of that one too. So he's a super successful guy. He's still, really young. I think he's like in his upper 30s, and he's going to talk for a few minutes about just using social media recruiting, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and how you can use it to catapult your recruiting business. So watch this video, take some good notes, make sure that the sound is good.
We live in the information age. The old archaic days of recruiting, churning, having just as many people come into your doors as humanly possible are dead. And either you're going to catch up with the times or you're going to get left behind. And at Southwestern Consulting, we have in our creed, and something that we hold as a key piece of what makes us different, is that we're always on the cutting edge of technology. And we believe that the best recruiters, the best leaders, find the top talent through social media. And social media is something that's amazing if you use it right, and it can be to your downfall if you use it wrong. And as a leader, you have a key ability to be able to attract, to recruit the top people. Now, when it comes to the philosophy of recruiting and selecting top people, there's a difference between recruiting somebody away from a job where they currently are and just interviewing people who are looking for a job. I'm not a big fan of interviewing, and I am a big fan of recruiting. So when it comes to all of the different types of ways you can recruit, they all are good. And at Southwestern Consulting, in our Manager's Edge coaching program, we talk about 15 different ways that you can recruit people. And some of those ways do include the old school word of mouth, the older school, or I guess less old school would be the monsters, the career builders, and that is okay. However, what we're going to focus on today is social media. How do you use LinkedIn? How do you use Facebook? And how do you use Twitter to attract top talent? So to start with, you just have to have a concept of why do people come work for you? What is the reason that a top tier talent person is going to even want to come work with you to begin with? The number one reason why you're going to be able to recruit a top 10 when it comes to talent person is that they're going to see something in you that they want to be like. And if they see something in you as a leader that inspires them, that motivates them, that they're like, hey, that seems like whatever these guys are doing seems pretty fun to me, then the odds of you being able to get them interested and then create a wedge between what they're currently doing and coming to work with you increase. So knowing that that is what people are doing and that is how you attract top talent, then you can have a social media recruiting strategy that fits that. My personal favorite social media tool to use when it comes to recruiting is actually Facebook. It's interactive, it's personal. You can know them, they can know you. And with Facebook, what you need to remember, and this applies to all social media, is that if you are weird, it will be weird. In other words, you have to be somebody that they want to be like. And in your social media profile and the things that you do, you need to make sure that you are focused on just what kind of leader would other people want to come work with? What kind of things are you doing that other people would want to be doing? And it's not to be fake or cheesy or whatever. It's just being real. But you have to realize that if you're posting a bunch of nonsense on Facebook that is not motivating or polarizing to other people, they're going to read that and they're going to see it and they're not going to come work for you. And you're going to wonder, why am I not getting these high level top people? And it's they're checking you out online and they think that you look like a big dork and not going to come work with you. So how can you improve that? One of the ways is to post relevant information, do funny, inspirational things, show pictures of families, post when you're doing something interesting that's like, hey, this is a pretty cool, interesting thing that I'm looking at, like a waterfall or some kind of monument or whatever. Just like, hey, check this out. And you just post interesting things. And if you post interesting things, people will be interested and they'll start following you and it will create an online relationship. Now, the next thing, in addition to your own profile of posting interesting things and trying to be interesting and providing value and quotes and videos, is to be interested. It's actually way more important for you to be interested in them than it is to be interesting as a leader. So what you do on Facebook is you add them to your close friends, and you can go through all of your people that you're connected with on Facebook and click that you're a close friend with them. Will automatically populate your feed to where you can click on a button at the top right corner and see everybody that you're close with and every post that they do. And you can literally follow every post of the people that you're wanting to eventually recruit. And in order to do that, you have to have a vision. What is your dream list? Make a list of the top 100 people that, I don't care how long, I don't care if it's this year, next year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, eventually you would love to work with those people. And don't have any limits to your thinking. They could be the CEO of a Fortune 100 company. And if there's somebody that you think would be a good fit with your team, put them on the list. You have to dream big. Then go follow them on Facebook, add them to your close friends, and comment. When they do something that's cool or something that you're interested in, make a comment, like their pictures, and just follow them. Pay attention, and you will create that online relationship, which then can translate to a phone call, which then can translate to coffee, then dinner. Then the next thing you know, there's the ability to present, hey, why don't we team up? Why don't we do this together? So I love Facebook. Second, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more formal. LinkedIn, you can actually use it as a recruiting tool. And there's many facets of using LinkedIn to recruit. You can literally post a job, pay LinkedIn money. Usually it's between $200 and $500, depending where you live. You write a compelling job ad. So write an ad as if you're talking type of person, that 10 caliber person. And what kind of job ad would they respond to? So it needs to be inspirational. Don't do some boring corporate job ad that doesn't really talk about anything relevant to what's going to inspire them. Talk about the mission you're on. Talk about the vision of your company and put that in the job ad. And then you can target it, you can share it, and that job ad on LinkedIn can help foster candidates. I find that sharing it with key people that are influencers and having them forward your job ad is actually the greatest value that LinkedIn provides. Then last is Twitter. Twitter's funny. It's just kind of like a chat room. You just throw it out into the Twitter universe. If it gets shared, that's great. It's more branding. It's recognition. People see it. They don't respond as much off of Twitter. Sometimes you'll get some hits, but it's more just kind of like putting it out there and hopefully people share it and see it, and you might get a few takers. But when you have a successful social media strategy, you will get the people that you never thought you could recruit by posting pictures and sharing ideas. When you're at a work function dinner, post a picture of the dinner and talk about how awesome your team is. And that will help attract people that you might not have ever thought were somebody that you could recruit through using social media to generate leads for your team.
That is awesome. Awesome sauce. So hopefully you guys could hear that okay. We got some good notes. I'm just kind of talking about, the purpose of just really diving into your personal network, guys. There's so many things that, I know that we go out there every single day. We talk to people out in the field about, selling policies and field recruiting. But guys, there's an entire world out there that is actually just as easy or even easier to recruit from. That's at our fingertips. And that's the social media world. We are, the social media generation of we got so many friends on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we are not using these resources. And I've talked to agency owners that are recruiting at a high level, and guys, they use this way more than we are right now. So we really need to, even if it's starting off small, just DMing a couple friends of yours. You see their story on Facebook or on Instagram, like, hey man, how are you doing lately? Like, what are you up to nowadays? Like, what do you do for a living? Just casual talk, and it leads into a good conversation, into a recruiting conversation. And if you're on the call, if you're new, and if you're thinking, I don't know what to say to somebody, yes, you do. It's really this simple. I have it written down over here. So there's 3 things that you need to say to recruits whenever you're talking to them. It's keep it as simple as possible. Tell people what you're doing before this. Okay. Why you came here. So what brought you here in the first place, and where you're headed. So, what you're doing before this. Like for me, like my story, I was in college. I literally just graduated from Appalachian State, business major, was on the job search. Had 4 job offers out of college. Just kind of weighing my options. And this was my last job offer that I had. And then why I came here because I like the residual income opportunity, getting paid, working hard now to play later in life, building, being able to, you can make over 100 grand here year one. Doesn't matter. Your manager's ahead of you. I like being competitive and being able to see myself grow and where you're headed. If you've been here for 2 weeks, like, hey man, I've just started here, but you know what? Like I see myself as a field director here the next few months. If you're a field director right now, like, hey, I've been here for 6 months to a year and a half. I'm already a field director and I'm really working my way to get to a market director. I'm trying to be a market director by the end of my first year or in my second year, or just tell people like that's upper management in the company. Like I'm trying to get a team of 10 people. I'm trying to get my own office here in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm trying to get my own office here in Asheville or in Greenville, South Carolina. Tell people where you're headed and just get them excited. And that's all you have to do. And then once you get to that point, like, hey, honestly, I'm kind of new here. I'll prefer if the guy that hired me kind of explains all the details about, the compensation, what a day looks like, all the fun stuff. So is it cool if I introduce you to Kyle Schneider? Perfect. Yeah. And then all you have to do, edify me a little bit, Kyle Schneider, blah, 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 blah. Say some good things about me or Van Davenport or, Todd Stiles, whoever you're going to ship them off to talk to about the opportunity, edify us. And then it's game over. It's game time. So it's really that simple, guys. You just got to know that, top producers that work here were top producers at other companies before here. They were doing well before here. So if all we're doing is recruiting low hanging fruit, people that work at like Dollar General or just people that we meet out in the field, that's not the whole thing. Top producers are ones that aren't looking for jobs right now. They're already doing well. They're working for a big time dealership. They're one of the top sales guy at BMW dealership right now. They've been the head bartender at some place for a long time, and they're very good with people. They're very confident in their ability. They are top, just graduated college, top of the class, whatever. They were president of their fraternity in college, whatever it is. They were an all-state athlete in high school, so whatever it is, right? So top producers here, we're doing well prior to here. And we just make them even better. We just kind of soup them up and take them to a higher level. So we got to headhunt them. We can't just interview them. We get so many applicants on a daily basis through Indeed and Monster and ZipRecruiter, but those are people actively looking for jobs, so we want to find people that are not really looking for jobs, right? We got to headhunt them. And it's simple. Social media is a very safe way to talk to somebody and to get them open-minded. Okay. So, and plus it's great, guys. Like, to put stuff on social media. I know we have social media blitzes and stuff, and we're going to do one here really soon. This is part 1 of this call. Part 2 is going to be next week, where we're actually talking about making a list. Like we're literally going to make a top 100 list of people that we want to recruit, people that we have on our social media from Facebook and Instagram. We're going to make a list. I'm going to teach you on how to make that list, and we're actually going to reach out to some of these people. Okay. And it's simple. You're literally going to, send them a message through their DMs, or comment on their story. Hey man, haven't talked to you in a while. What's going on? Like it's simple, but I promise you we're going to generate a lot of recruits, and they're going to be friends. Like some of these people we were really good friends with in middle school or high school. We haven't talked to them in 10 years. Some of these people we haven't seen in 5 years. We met them one time at a barbecue, whatever it is. Right. So, but it's going to be awesome. And we're really going to build fast because guys, field recruits, these personal recruits that people in your personal network sell, they're the highest sellers of any of the field recruits that there is. So people that you kind of know, just friends, they are the top producers in our company. If you guys look at the guy that he started here last year, his name is Dillon Buck. He started here in March. He's already a regional director. He's been here for 10 months. He's a RD already. It's because his entire team are personal recruits. They're people that he knew, like his best man in his wedding. He's recruited a couple guys from his wedding. Some of their girlfriends. He just recruited like everybody. His entire team is pretty much his personal network. And a lot of it was from social media. And he was the #1 agency builder in growth last year in the company. And so let's just copy that. And I appreciate you guys being on today. Today's Thursday. Let's go out there. have some fun. Make sure that we keep our eye on the prize. It doesn't matter where you're sitting at right now. There's several people here on this call who are having great weeks. If you're having a good sales week so far, that's awesome. Reset your week. Pretend as if you're on zero. What you did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. It's all about what you do today, Friday, and Saturday. That's what really matters. If you're not having a good week so far, that's okay too. Know that most of the money in this business is made on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's when the most families are protected. It's coming down to the end of the week. You got the momentum from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to go have a big whopper Thursday. Today's Thirsty Thursday, guys. Let's go out there and sell some policies. Be excited. Get our 6 demos in. You're going to get a family protected. I appreciate you guys being on here today. We will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Kyle.